The film Arrival begins with Dr. Louise Banks, portrayed by Amy Adams, speaking to someone. We witness moments of Louise with her daughter Hannah, from her birth to her childhood years, and eventually her death at a young age due to a fatal disease, presumably cancer. This sequence sets the emotional tone for the movie. Louise is a linguist and language professor who is unexpectedly drawn into an extraordinary event. One day, while she is giving a lecture to a small class, the students' phones start ringing. Anxious to know what is happening, they ask Louise to turn on the news. It is revealed that enormous extraterrestrial vessels have landed in at least 12 different sites around the world. The following day, Louise is visited in her office by Colonel Weber, played by Whitaker. He seeks her linguistic expertise to help communicate with the aliens. That night, Weber arrives in a helicopter to escort Louise to the base where the aliens have landed. There, she meets Ian Donnelly, a theoretical physicist portrayed by Jeremy Renner. Louise, Ian, and other team members arrive at the Montana landing site. Similar bases are set up at the other 11 locations worldwide, and constant communication takes place among the teams. They are taken to the top of the alien pod, where they encounter two heptapods, large tentacled creatures shrouded in mist. Louise attempts to communicate by writing the word human on a board. In response, one of the heptapods emits a black cloud, creating a circular symbol. In a risky move, Louise removes her hazmat suit to establish trust. She places her palm on the barrier, and one of the heptapods mimics her gesture. Subsequently, Louise and Ian nicknamed the two aliens Abbott and Costello. As the presence of the extraterrestrial vessels causes tension and uncertainty worldwide, people begin to panic, leading to looting and riots. In the midst of this chaos, the team continues their efforts to communicate with the heptapods. They record the symbols produced by the aliens to decipher their meanings and establish translations for the words Louise has been teaching them. During another encounter, Louise touches the heptapods and starts experiencing visions of her daughter Hannah. Meanwhile, China's General Shang, portrayed by Tsi Ma, becomes increasingly distrustful of the aliens. He deviates from the agreed-upon plan by withholding the intelligence gathered from the other sites. Louise's visions intensify as she dreams in the alien language. She sees memories of Hannah as a child, showing her a drawing of her parents in a fictional television show. In the dream, Hannah asks if it's her fault that her father left, but Louise reassures her it is not. In the present, Louise questions the heptapods about the identity of the girl in her visions. The aliens deliver a translated message that reads "Use weapon." This message creates even greater tension among the other sites. The Chinese issue an ultimatum, giving the aliens 24 hours to leave or face a military strike. Several other sites prepare to take similar actions, and all communication between the sites ceases. Recognizing the urgency, Louise informs Weber that they need to ensure the aliens understand the difference between a weapon and a tool. In a risky move, Louise and Ian venture alone into the alien vessel, unaware that soldiers have planted a C4 bomb inside. While attempting to communicate with the heptapods, Abbott begins forming a message composed of numerous scattered symbols. As the bomb nears detonation, Abbott drops Louise and Ian from the vessel just in time, saving them from the explosion. Although they escape with only minor injuries, they both lose consciousness. Louise wakes up in the base camp, recovering from a mild concussion. With the threat of a military strike looming, she and Ian race against time to decode Abbott's message. Ian realizes that the scattered symbols represent variations of the word time, but they struggle to fully comprehend its significance. Agent Halpern, played by Michael Stuhlbarg, reveals the severity of the situation when he informs them that Russia has executed one of their own to keep their intelligence hidden. Driven by determination, Louise rushes back to the alien vessel, where a small pod descends to transport her to the main ship. She comes face to face with Costello, who informs her that Abbott is dying as a result of the explosion. Costello emits more black symbol smoke, triggering another wave of memories of Hannah. It is at this moment that Louise realizes the true purpose of the heptapod's language. They have bestowed it upon humanity as a gift, allowing humans to perceive time non-linearly. She discovers that all the memories she experienced of Hannah were not flashbacks but glimpses of the future. Costello reveals that the heptapod's intention is for humans to use their language to assist the aliens in 3,000 years' time. It becomes apparent that the heptapods perceive time differently, seeing past, present, and future simultaneously. They have gifted humanity with their language so that humans can acquire this unique perception of time. Jumping ahead 18 months into the future, Louise and General Shang have a significant meeting. Shang expresses gratitude for Louise's efforts, which have ultimately convinced him of the aliens' true intentions. Inspired by her work, he decides to change course. In the present, Louise takes Agent Halpern's satellite phone and contacts General Shang using his personal number. She locks herself away with Ian and attempts to convey a message that includes Shang's wife's dying words, a deeply personal and profound revelation. As Louise reaches out to Shang, the Chinese military decides to stand down. Reports start pouring in from around the world, revealing that the extraterrestrial vessels are all departing, enveloped in a cloudy mist. Louise and Ian observe the departure of the vessels, with Ian expressing that the most extraordinary aspect of the entire encounter was not meeting the aliens but meeting Louise herself. The film concludes with Louise experiencing more visions of herself, Ian, and Hannah, confirming that they will become a couple and eventually have a child together. In the present, Louise and Ian embrace, and she tells him that she had forgotten what it felt like to be held by him. Arrival stands out as a unique and thought-provoking science fiction film that transcends the genre's typical conventions. Through its exploration of language, time, and personal experiences, the movie invites audiences to reflect on the nature of communication, the interconnectedness of humanity, and the fundamental aspects of what it means to be human. Its emotional resonance and intellectual depth make it a standout piece of cinema that continues to captivate and inspire. One of the film's central ideas is the nonlinear perception of time. As Louise learns the heptapod's language, she gains the ability to see glimpses of the future, challenging the conventional concept of time as a linear progression. This concept raises thought-provoking questions about free will, determinism, and the interconnectedness of past, present, and future. It also emphasizes the significance of personal experiences and how they shape our identities and decisions. It is a captivating science fiction film that delves into profound themes of language, communication, and the nature of time. The movie skillfully combines emotional storytelling with intellectual exploration, leaving a lasting impact on the audience.